Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the lecture series. Now we'll see this how to communicate with the cross team. So now let's imagine that two departments, that is technical team and who is building the project, new product, and then marketing team who is preparing to launch the capping. The technical team changes the product name at the last minute, but nobody tells to the marketing what happens. Like it is a biggest chaos. So the marketing launches the camping using the old name, and the customers see one name on the social media and another name on the website. Like who is responsible? It's tempting to blame someone, but the real problem is like a communication gap between the teams. This is why the lateral communication matters. Cross-functional alignment doesn't happen automatically. You have to create it. Think about an organization as an group of connected roads. So if every road is independently works, but there is a no intersection, people cannot remove effect. People cannot move effectively, right? The team needs to have those intersection. One way to create them is like weekly synchronization, or as instead of having the 2 hours of meeting, we can have a short meeting. Can we can ask only the few questions and what has been changed, what do you need from the other team, what problem you are facing, right? Don't wait until the second practice is like we have to go for the proactive contest sharing. The proactive contest sharing is like if you know something will affect another team, tell them earlier. For example, we are changing a delivery date from Friday to Monday. This may affect the customer communication. So you have to inform them daily. This proactive communication. And third is like trust. The trust is not created only when there is a crisis. It is like we are helped when you help the colleague and when you respond on time, when you share the information. Then the difficult situation happens. People are more willing to work with you. So remember that strong peer relationship makes a difficult conversation easier. So don't build the relationship only. You need something. Build them on what you need them. One most powerful tool like is like listen more than you talk. So instead of listening, if a manager says, "Okay, you do this thing," and meeting is finished, like 5 minutes later, the employee thinks that actually I'm struggling with the workload, but he didn't know but he didn't know how to explain it. So this is why the one-to-one communication is so important. So important. Like first principle is like we have to listen more than we talk. So so your slide is suggesting like 70 by 30 approaches. The team member should ideally have most of the speaking time and only the 30 minutes have to be approaching time. And because if the manager does all the talking, manager learns only very little. Imagine a doctor wants to talk for 10 minutes without allowing the patients to explain what is wrong, then the doctor may miss like a real problem. So instead of filing every silence, allow the other persons also to speak properly. And the second question is like inviting open question. So always we have to invite the questions and answers. So instead of what is the biggest challenges you are facing right now, and what should support, what I am not seeing. This questions covers uncover the problem before the crisis. The third is like a follow. Document and follow. Suppose an employee says, I need to access to the new software. The manager says that, sure, I'll check. The 2 weeks later, nothing has happened. And then employee thinks that, okay, manager doesn't care about it. So now, again, he will also lose the hope and trust. And if he doesn't build that proper communication, it felt like uh, no point of asking or saying. So the one powerful tool is like we have to listen what the other person is talking and we have to ask Ask is like asking of open question and record and then follow up. So this is the powerful tool actually we have to maintain. Now here is the last part of the slide is like a final part of presentation, but knowledge is alone doesn't change the behavior. Always we have to pick any one direction. Either we have to choose up or down or across. Always to improve the communication with your manager, we have to follow the upward, and if to communicate with your team, we have to follow the downward. And for lateral communication is like which is the I mean conversation between the teams. The plan is like first thing is like we have to pick one direction and pick one conversation, and then what measure what has been impact, like whether the conversation has been reduced confusion, and did the team become more aligned, did we have reworked on the decreases, did the person is feels harder. Uh, so the single biggest problem in communication is like illusion that it has to taken to the place. And by understanding that we have to be with the proper and simple words of communication with the up or down and across team. The communication is clearly with your leaders, and communicate clear with your teams, and communicate clearly with your peer members, because this great communication is not about talking more, it is about the great understanding and building trust and helping the peoples to move forward direction, and forward as well as in the same direction as you follow. Thank you. S- Thanks for watching. In next lecture video, we'll see of examples. Thank you.